I hope all of you have joined. Now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, we need to cover two topics from Unit 1 today, and by doing that, Unit 1 will get over. Unit 2 is already over, sir has told me. Today, like Unit 1, two topics means uh, from grammar, prepositions were left, articles and determiners we have already done, right? And a very small topic on writing, that's guided writing, that also we will be dealing with. So let's first let me just cover prepositions, and then we will move on to unit the guided writing part, because guided writing will not take much time. Okay. Are you all able to see the particular word file on prepositions? Is it visible? Yes,
Yes,
students?
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So prepositions, I think since the time we started reading about or knowing about English grammar, that time onwards, prepositions came, right? Since that time only we have prepositions. So though our relationship with prepositions is a long one, but still always there is some or the other problem with the prepositions. Like if you'll ask me also, many a times I am confused between small prepositions, whether I should put to or at or in or what, like that. Okay. So it will come with practice, with lot of practice, that perfection you will get. Now, in today's class, I'm going to tell you. I'm in the beginning of the class, I told you that till now you have learned English grammar, and all other stuff that I know. Little bit of those you have done, but at college level, you are going to do everything in detail. You will be learning about the rules, so that you will be never forgetting these things. Okay, surface level studies are not meant for colleges, so we will do that for prepositions also. Now, preposition is a word which expresses relationship of a noun um, or a pronoun to other words of the sentence. Now, it is used before a noun or pronoun to show the relationship of the same noun or pronoun with other words of the sentence. So, same thing. So, you see the example over there. She is going to college. If suppose there is no preposition in between, she is going college, the meaning is different, right? It's not complete. She is going college, as if there is something. She is going college, there is where, there is no direction, nothing like that. There is some sort of emptiness there. Another thing, another example, you can see his family lives Australia. What is that? There is no concrete meaning coming out from there, right? So whenever you want to show nouns relationship with um, other forms of part or other parts of speech in a sentence, that time preposition is very important. Now, depending, like there are different types of prepositions. Okay. Now, different prepositions are used for time, place, direction, agent, device, and many other things. Now, most important of all these prepositions are prepositions of time and prepositions of place and agent also. So, those, because those are the places where we always go wrong, where we always go wrong. Okay. We are confused, not go wrong. I'm sorry. We are confused. Rest of the prepositions, we are not confused. We are often confused between on, in, at, right? For from is also easy, right? So we will know where exactly we should use them. Now, this in, at, and on are prepositions of time also, prepositions of place also. So first we will see prepositions of time. Now, on is used for days of the week, like on Monday, on Tuesday. Whenever you have days of the week, you will make use of on. In is used for months, seasons, for time of day, for year, after a certain period of time. Okay? Like, for example, in August, in winter, in the morning, in the afternoon. But it should be at night. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the noon, in the evening, all fine. But whenever you are using night, it should be at. That's why English is crazy, right? So you should know these rules, okay? So at is used for nights. For weekends, we say at the weekend. Okay, not in the weekend, on the weekend. Right? I think after today's class, if you are practicing this part, then a lot of your trouble will be lesser as far as English communication is concerned, day to day life or whatever. I think always we are confused, right? Whether to use in, whether to use at, and all. At least it will make your life a little better. Then since. Now, between since and for, these are the two types of time prepositions where we are often confused. Now, remember that for since, we use since from whenever we want to say from a certain point of time. Okay, till now. So since 1918, since 1812, since 1857, India is battling for India is battling for its national prestige. Okay, like that. But when will you use for? When you want to mention a period of time. Suppose if I say since 2000, I am working on this particular project, then it will be since 2000. If I want to say for 20, from 2000 to 2021, there are 21 years, right? That time I will say, I have been working on this project for 21 years. Since I'm not mentioning the time exact year there, whenever you want to mention the exact year, okay, from that exact year till now, the present, that time you will use since, or else for a time period you will be using years, for 2 years. Now, a time period where you want to say for a certain time in the past, that time period, you for that time period, you will be making use of 2 years ago. Okay, that you all know, right? Ago, 2 years ago, before. Now, before is another preposition. Before 2004. Before a particular time, if you want to say, you will say before 2004. Then to. To means telling the time. Like to is used for as a place preposition also. It is used for a time preposition also. So you will make use of to when you are going to tell a time, like 10 to 6, 10 minutes to 6, okay, or 12 to 6, okay. Which means 5:48. So for those time period or then a period of time, we make use of to, right? Then we have past. Again, it is used for telling the time when that time is past. So suppose you will use 10 to 6 to mean 5:50. You will make use of 10 past 6 when it is 6:10. That's the difference between the two. Now, again, to, till, until is used for marking the beginning and end of a period of time. That's a very easy preposition. From Monday to or till Friday, we say. You can either use to, you can either use till, whichever you want. Now, in the sense of how long something is going to last, that time to is not used, only till and until is used. For example, he is on holiday until Friday. Until Friday. right? Then you have by. It is used in the sense of at the latest up to a certain time. For example, I will be back by. So you are telling somebody I will be back by a particular point of time. So that time by is used. Remember, you can find these some of these prepositions as place prepositions also, but right now we are seeing them as time prepositions. Okay. Now comes the place prepositions, which is used to um, pinpoint the position or direction. Here again, in is used for rooms, buildings, streets, towns, country, book, paper, etc. We all know that, right? In the kitchen, in London, in the book, in the car, in a taxi. Okay, direction or position. We in means inside or in that position. At. At is meant for next to. For example, buy an object, for table, for events, place where you are to do something typical. For example, at the door, at the station, at the table, at a concert, at the party, at the cinema, right? So there is a particular type of event there. That time, if you are there, you are just next to the event. So you will make use of at there, not in or on, right? That is the difference. Then next you have on. On is attached for a place with a river being on the surface for a certain site, for a floor in the house, for public transport, for television, radio, etc. Like the picture on the wall, right? London lies on the Thames. Now, whenever you have places like this beside a river, that time you will make use of on. Apart from that, other ons we all know: on the table, on the left, on the first floor, okay, on the bus, on TV. Remember, it's not in TV, it's on TV, on radio, on YouTube, okay, any such kind of platform, we make use of on. Then you have by or next to beside. Now, these are for left or right of somebody, or one second. Yeah, somebody or something. So it's easy to understand. Jane is standing by or next to or beside the car. Okay, so any of these three prepositions you can make use of. Then you have under, on the ground, or lower than, or something else that we know. Then you have over, above, across. Over and above are easy, right? Over, okay, first below is there. Below is used for lower than something else but above the ground. Like the fishes are below the surface. Now, over is covered by something else, meaning more than getting to the other side. Like put a jacket over your shirt. Already something is there, then over that you are telling. Okay. Then above. Above means higher than something else. Across. Across means getting to other side, or to um, also over also you can use. So which means basically walking across the bridge. So you have something like a bridge or something, then you will walk across the bridge or swim across the lake, getting to the other side. If you want to get to the other side, then you have to do that. Across you have to go. Then you have through. Difference between through and across is that through is something which limits on top and bottom and the sides. So you will have some sort of a thing which will, if something is going inside that, and inside something where you have a top, a bottom, and sides, that is called as through, right? Driving through the tunnel, okay, but walking across the river. One second. Just give me 5 minutes, no? Be online. দরজাটা বন্ধ করে দেবো তোমার ঘরের। Okay. So next preposition is to. Again, to is used here for uh, position, movement to person or building, right? Going to the cinema, going to London, going to bed. So it's easy. We all know where to use to, right? Then you have into, you have towards, you have onto. Onto means movement to the top of something. Okay, jump onto the table. Then from is also a very easy preposition. Then you have prepositions of agent or agentive prepositions, by or with. Now these prepositions are used to express a casual relationship between the noun and the doer. So there is no confusion really there as far as by and with is concerned. Like a nice book was written by John Keats. Then I am playing with Mohan. Okay, so we know where to use by, where to use with. Then you have the instrument, devices, or machine prepositions. For example, uh, with, okay, with is used there itself. Okay, so basically by examples are separated, kept separately, but they are all, see, instrument, devices, and machines are also agentive prepositions. Okay, one is used for by, and one is one at, the other one is for with. For with is used for instruments, devices, and machines, and people also. Like I said, I am playing with Mohan. So such prepositions are used for joining. Whenever you are joining something, then that time, joining two rounds or joining two relationships, that time it's with. Otherwise, it's by. Apart from these prepositions, you have prepositional phrases. Now, prepositional phrase, I think it's a new term for you, but it's just the thing that um, when you have a noun with a preposition, that is called a prepositional phrase. That's it. Okay, that entire phrase is called a preposition phrase. Because it is having a meaning of its own. It's having a meaning of its own. So he was sitting on a table. So on, and you have to take the phrase from the preposition till the noun. That's it. So on a table is a prepositional phrase there. Kids were dancing in a room. In a room is a prepositional phrase. So these are the basic prepositions we have. Now what we will do, um, in order to understand it better, I am going to, one second. What I will do, I will show you few images, and you can also search for such kind of images if you have any confusions to understand the prepositions. Okay, they are they are elementary class images, right? But when you will look at them, it will become easy for you to follow preposition. So let me just share one such screen before you. To basically, I am see you are all grown ups, I need not show you all the images. You can search on the net whatever I have taught you. Multiple examples you will find on the net, image given with an image. That's the best way to learn prepositions. Now for some prepositions, like rules are there, like on, in, at, that in the form of notes you will be getting. Don't worry about that. You just have to read those notes properly. Now, let me share my screen to show you those prepositions. Okay, one second. You see this. Into the box. You can see the rat. Rat is going into the box. Rat is coming out of the box. Out of the box. Around. Around is another preposition. Suppose the cat is moving around. You have to follow the arrow to know about the direction. Around the box. Then the bird is flying away from the box. Box was there. It's now flying away from there. Birds are coming towards the box. You can see birds are coming towards the box. Then you have onto the box. If the frog jumps onto the box, then if the frog is sitting somewhere on top of the box, it will come down, then it will become off the box. Then over the box. What's the difference between over and onto the box? Difference is it is taking a jump over. It won't sit there. Over the box. Okay. Under the wall. You can see if that snake goes under the wall, inside that through the arrow, it will become under the wall. Then snake is moving through the pipe. You can see for those type of structures, through is used. Visibly or invisibly. Across the bridge. You have something and the snake is going across the bridge. Then up the stairs, down the stairs. It's simple to understand. You can find such type of images. Okay, a lot of them are there. One second. Simply I am searching and just showing it to you. You can see so many will be there. In the box, on the box, under the box. So prepositions of place can be shown by images, but prepositions of time you need to follow the rules. Okay, you see between the boxes, two things are there, between. But if multiple boxes are there and one ball is struck in between, then we can say among the boxes, in front of the box, behind the box, back of the box, right? Above the box, below the box. At the door, you see, at the door. Ball is at the door. Not inside, not outside, just at the door, near the box. far from the box. Okay, so these types of images, I'm not showing, sharing these things with you because these things you can easily like get. Okay, just I'm telling you like, information I'm giving you, so that as far as your prepositions of place is concerned, you can, because there are a whole lot of prepositions of place. Prepositions of time is limited, but prepositions of time, for that you need to read the rules properly. Otherwise, it won't be possible for you to do well in the examination, because in the exam we will be giving you confusing prepositions, okay, to test basically, right? So when to use in, like for weeks what to use, for year what to use, or for day of for evening what to use, for afternoon what to use, all of that you will study from the notes. So far so good. Is there any doubt in prepositions? Do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine then. So I told you the exact way of learning the preposition also, how you will be doing that. I explained you the basic prepositions. Most of them are covered, right? Few are left. Okay. Maybe as I showed you, on, to, across, there will be multiple number of prepositions, but in the in the notes, everything is there. Okay, you will study them. So, and I also told you how, you, if you want to practice on prepositions, or how, if you want to have clearer idea, how you can look into the images, that will make your job easy, right? So next, let's move on to guided writing. Now, it's a small topic, okay? Guided writing is a type of paragraph writing. Okay. Now, I think sir has taught you paragraph writing. Yes or no? Paragraph writing, Anjanelu sir has taught to you, right? No? It's in Unit 2. I'm sure he has taught you. Okay, whatever. But is Unit 2 over in your class?
Yes, ma'am.
Paragraph writing was taught to you? No? You don't know? Okay, whatever it is. So, paragraph writing is basically, see, students ask a lot of questions. One paragraph only? No. Paragraph writing can be of one paragraph. Paragraph writing can be of multiple paragraphs. Basically, how you will be writing the paragraphs, right? That we teach you. So, it's a type of, it's unlike essay, it is smaller in size. Okay, unlike essay, it will be smaller in size, and topics are also not elaborate topics. That's the only difference between essay writing and paragraph writing. Now, paragraph, when we say write a paragraph in about 500 words, definitely you will not give me one single paragraph of 500 words, right? You can create multiple paragraphs and see that 500 is the word limit. So get that thing out of your mind. When we say that write a paragraph, doesn't mean it will look like this first paragraph only. See, this entire thing, what I am showing you, the first part before the excess, till 1, 2, 3, these first three paragraphs together can also be called as paragraph writing. Even if you are writing one paragraph also, that is also called as paragraph writing. So basically, you will be given a topic, you have to write about it. Make sure that you have a proper introduction, you have body of the paragraphs, and then you have a good conclusion for any topic. Now, what is guided writing? Guided writing makes your job easier, because in guided writing, there will be a guide for you to write the paragraph, right? That guide can be a graph, that guide can be some clues, that guide can be a pie chart, whatever. You will get some notes sort of things, anything you will get From those cues or hints, you have to develop a paragraph. Now, the tricky part here is the topic name won't be given to you. That you need to be careful. So, for example, here you can see pollution. This is a paragraph. This is like a guide or hint given to write a paragraph. Okay. Pollution, types of pollution, the major categories, causes of pollution, etc., etc. Right? So, what will be the topic there? What is the topic for these hints? Yes, students, please respond. What can be the topic? You will be given something like this for your exam, the clues or the hints. Then how you will start writing the paragraph? A paragraph should have a topic, right? That topic, in case of guided writing, you only have to identify. So here you can very well see that the topic will have something to do with pollution, right? Pollution. Now you cannot choose one thing there. You cannot say the topic is advantages of pollution. You cannot say the topic is adverse effects of pollution on human lives. You cannot say pollution and its type, because there are more than that, right? So simply you can write pollution, a hazard, pollution, a big problem, pollution, a global problem, pollution, humans care. Okay, something like that you have to write. You need to be clever. You have to see that your topic covers all the points given out there. So you have to choose topic like that. Okay, either you can get hints like that, or else you can get something, some clues like this. You can see this image. Now here what can be, just look at it for 2 to 3 minutes and come up with a topic or title. Yes, what will be the topic? Come on, ACB students, what will be the topic? Yes? Shall I call you by roll numbers? Shall I take a test right now? What will be the topic here? What will be the title here? This simple question you cannot answer. If I give you this particular image for guided writing in your exam, you have to start writing a paragraph. Definitely it should have a topic or title. What title you can come up with this clue? Yes, students?
Ma'am, once again repeat the clue, ma'am.
This is the clue. This is the clue. This image is the clue. As I told you, it can be anything, right? It can be clues like this, or else you can get pie diagram, flow chart, bar diagram, anything. What can be the topic of your paragraph?
About pollution, ma'am.
About literature.
This image. You can see here. Here it's B,
About
question number
writing.
B.
About writing literature.
It's about non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. You can either write its importance also. It's as simple as that. Clue is will even title will be hidden somewhere there only. The entire thing deals with non-verbal communication or body language. You can see what is non-verbal communication, where you are not speaking. When you are not speaking, but you are communicating through your posture, appearance, head movements, hand movements, eye movements, facial expressions, body contact, closeness, sounds. Okay, that time it is, and it's clearly written there also, non-verbal communication or body language. So that way you have to identify the topic. So never, whenever you are getting some clues, you have to understand that this is for guided writing. Now you need to write a paragraph. Word limit will be given to you. If it is suppose for 70 or 100 words a paragraph you need to write, you can make it one paragraph also. But if it is 500 words paragraph you are asked to write, that time one, don't make it a large paragraph. Okay, so basically there every paragraph, writing every paragraph for guided writing, you need to give a topic and then straight away start writing the paragraph. In case of normal paragraph writing, topic is given and you have to write, no hints are given. But in case of guided writing, hints will be given, topic will not be given, you have to write the paragraph. That is the only difference. Got it? Is it clear now, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine then. I will. Okay, I have given you Unit 1 assignment. All of you should submit the assignments before your first internal. Okay, every assignment should reach me before your first internal, because I need to submit the marks with your first internal marks. Okay, if you fail to do so, you will be losing out on your assignment 1 marks. That carries 5 marks, right? So let me just take your attendance. I'll just confirm the absent. Okay, almost all are present. I'll take it from the chat box only. Roll number 73 is absent.